Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Vora has been officially, completely revealed. And I'm not just talking about visually, we're talking about abilities as well. And she looks really powerful, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking the way that she looks like. I can tell you that she's a combination of like a Grover, a Zen, and even a Street Justice sort of Lex Ultimate style. I'm going to show you guys what it is in her kit. Now, I downloaded here the stream so we can go and check out the specific little places so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. I don't want to just be talking about any random. So, first of all, her visual should be right here. This is how she looks like when she's standing still. Looks pretty awesome. She comes up with 2000 HP at base HP. She's a flank. And she has a lot of lifesteal into her own base kit, which is pretty cool. You see these little balls right there? This is the darkness. Every time she hits a shot on somebody, it fills up one of these balls of darkness, one of these points or units or shards, whatever you want to call them. And when she hits the maximum of it, it basically buffs her other abilities. And one of the things that I noticed is that she has 2 damage abilities. This one and this one right there, which we're going to be talking about in a second. Imagine you only have like 2 or 3 of these build up. If you use any of these abilities, it will consume it. Always. So you always want to try to build these 5 little orbs of darkness as much as possible. This is how she looks in third person, and now this is how she looks in first person. There it is. The weapon looks pretty cool. This is the, as it obvious, the official default corrupted version. And then her attacks are something of like this. She's gonna attack right here. Alright. So she starts with a medium attack, then two light attacks, and then 1 heavy attack. Hopefully he's gonna do it right here. That's a medium attack still, because it resets like Zen, pretty much, if you stop after a while. So I wanted him to just do it here. I think it's around here, so here it is. He's doing the medium. So as you see, when it fills up, it starts doing that little animation. Now those are the 2 mini or light attacks, and then the heavy attack. Now this entire thing here is filled up. So when he uses the ability, so around here, he's going to use his first ability. It's going to completely consume the orbs. And there it is. She does sort of like a Terminus smaller jump, the Shatterfall jump. When she lands, she does an AoE attack that knocks back people and slows them down and does damage. It's an AoE attack, it hits multiple people. We'll take a look at the numbers after. But pretty much what you just saw that's what she does. I think she's going to do it here again. So there you go. And that's what it does. It knocks back people a tiny little bit. But not just that. The moment you do this, you're completely damage immune and CC immune. So you can use this to clean your, like, the dark, black, that's not... the negative effects, that's exactly it. The negative effects like cauterize, slows, stuns. Like stuns, you probably can't even use any ability at all, but you're going to be able to clean pretty much anything, and nobody's going to be able to stop you mid of the ability. So if somebody's trying to do some sort of... you can even use this to survive maybe a sky bomb. I mean, you're completely damage immune. This one that right there she just did, she throws like a long range attack, almost like the heavy attack of Zen, but it does 200 damage at base and then 400 damage over time. So like a bleeding effect, like a fire, you know, like almost like fire, you know. And yeah, so these 2 abilities that I just mentioned and you guys just saw, they will consume these orbs. She's gonna do it again right now, and boom, it consumes it. But because it actually buffs that ability, it also heals you. And much more based on whatever orbs you have. The more orbs you have, when using one of these abilities and then consuming them, it will heal you for each individual orb. But I'll explain that in a bit. You see here that she's healing. I'm actually covering the health bar, so we're just going to go back here a little bit. And now he's going to take away HP, and when he has the full orbs, and there it is. When he uses it, he got an extra boost of HP. So now onto her movement ability, which is pretty much like the Grover Vine. But not just that, you can use it against allies or enemies as well. Any player. So you basically, as you see here, it has a little bit more air control as well, which looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. Looks pretty awesome, and you can use it against enemies or even allies. So if the enemy is trying to run away, you can use it, you know, to do that. To go against these people. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of a card that will allow you to increase the range. Speaking of range, I talked to one of the devs asking about the range of the normal attacks. He said that pretty much the normal attacks on all her normal attacks are between 200 to 300 units of distance. So it's pretty long, pretty much almost like the heavy hit of Zen. But not as to the farthest extent. So it's like between the 200 and 300 units. And the the so-called the heavy attack she does, that it's actually an extra ability, has an even longer range, probably even 300 or more, but it's pretty slow, so it's easy to dodge. So if you want to use it, you probably want to use it at close range. Now let's take a look at the ultimate, shall we? The ultimate will put you in a 3D, the third-person state. Here it is right here. And you'll basically have a 30% damage reduction and 80% increased speed. And then not just that, you can target one person and just completely do 1,100 damage to that person. But if this person is below 66% HP, you can execute them with this cool animation. Really cool. And she's gonna do it right here. And now look at this. That is awesome. That's insane. So it's like an Lex ult, but just targeted to one person. So it's almost like a Street Justice, but in an ult. So pretty powerful. Now, you've seen that. No need to go here. Like, as for voice lines and so on, I can tell you guys that I'm going to drop a link in the description. You guys are more than welcome to go to it. That is going to contain every single voice line that exists for Vora. So, pretty simple to go, and you can see how her voice is, because the sound was not that perfect on stream. It was not, you know, the best for me to show you right here. But we can do one other thing, which would be me going into the showcase, the patch notes, the update notes, and talk about the stuff. So, 2,000 HP, she is a flank. She has a passive, which is the 5 stacks, as I mentioned, of the darkness. And, as it says here, hits of your scythe will provide darkness stacks. Every single one of your attacks will provide you a stack, right? Each stack will heal you for 100 over 1 second if you use either your Obliteration or your Direct Siphon. As I mentioned before, the Obliteration is the one where she smashes the ground. The Dark Siphon is the one she throws the long range attack. So you use any of these and it will consume the stacks. But the thing is, it will heal you for each one of the stacks. So you can heal all the way up to 500 if you have the 5 stacks. So pretty cool. Now, as I said before, she has the chain reaction of her attacks. So first medium, then light, heavy. The medium does 470 damage every 1 second. The lights do 300 damage every 0.35 seconds, so you do this really fast. This is how fast it is between the attacks of the light. And then the heaviest one is a little bit slower, but it hits for 680. So you go one of these, 2 of these, and then 1 of these to finish, as you guys saw before, but now I'm just showing you the numbers. Now again, as for the other one, you jump up and slash around, dealing 500 damage. So the little smack in the ground that she does, it's 500 damage it does. A small knockback, and while using this ability, you're completely immune to damage and crowd control. Using Obliteration with 5 stacks of your passive deals an additional 300 damage, and also slows down people now for 30% for 2 seconds. So, I said that it slowed down, but apparently you have to have the 5 stacks. What it does initially without the stacks, it just knocks people back and the 500 damage. But if you have the 5 stacks, it does 300 more, so 800 in total. And then you also slow them down for 2 seconds for 30%. Pretty cool. As the Power Siphon, the one where she throws the heavy attack that I mentioned, not the heavy attack, but an extra attack, it does 400 damage over time after the first attack, which is 200 damage, so in total 600. I'm assuming certain abilities will be able to clean this up, so the 200 are guaranteed. The 400, however, if somebody has some sort of like a cleansing ability, like a Koga, you're going to be able to clean it and not take the full damage of it. Now, if you hit them, you'll also regenerate 300 health over 2 seconds. So hitting an enemy will cause you to heal for 300. So imagine this. You're already healing for 5 stacks for 500. Then you hit them with this. That's 800. She's going to have a ton of abilities that heals her as long as she's staying active. That's crazy. Using this ability with maximum darkness stacks will cripple the enemy for 1.5 seconds. So you can literally cripple them, slow them down, knock them back, heal yourself at all times while doing abilities, and you can even have this sort of like bleeding effect of the 400 damage over 1.5 seconds. This character looks pretty crazy when it comes to what she can do, but also not easy to do it in one go. Like, you need to know how to use the abilities, how to combo every single thing in the right order and everything. Now, as for the movement ability that I said, the vine, that you can hit players, any player, both allies and enemies, and you can pull yourself to them, or you just, you know, against the walls, the ground, whatever. The ultimate, as I said, so 80% speed, 30% damage reduction. You select a target in range, you stun them, cripple them, and silence them. This is a lot of different negative effects just to do with one thing. So you can still continue to attack after doing the 1,000 damage, 1,100 damage, if they're not below the 66% of maximum health. So if they're below the 66%, they'll be executed. Also, the ability lasts 10 seconds and can be cancelled. As for her talents right here, the first talent will allow you to use your Dark Siphon, the attack, the long-range attack, to consume 10% of the target's maximum health as damage over time. So, depending on whatever target you're hitting, if you're hitting a tank that has more HP, I'm going to pull myself here to the side so you guys can read, but if it is a tank or something of the sort, you're going to be able to do even more damage than just 400. This will stack up together. So, I mean, 10% in a 4,000 health target, that's 400 damage, so that's 400 extra damage. So doing a total of 200 with the 400, 600, and then add another 400, that's a 1,000 damage hit on a tank, just so you can have the idea. That's pretty crazy. The second one, it's more about mobility. You have a second charge for that vine that you have. And then the third one, that it's a level 8, unlocked at level 8, you will be able to silence people when hitting, smacking the ground. You're also going to be able to silence them for 1.5 seconds now. No extra damage, just silencing, okay? Now, as for cards, I'm just going to go real fast. This one here, for example, will increase your movement speed and lifesteal if you fall below 40% HP. This one gives you more HP, base HP, maximum health, of course. Consuming health, the stacks will give you more health now, so you can go even more, up to almost 50 per stack, so 250 max. You also can increase your speed by hitting people for 1 second, all the way up to 20%, but the thing is, like, you have to hit them, okay? You have to hit them, and it only lasts 1 second, so it's like a tiny little boost. The more you hit, the more movement speed you'll have, but it's just like for 1 second. As for the other cards of Obliteration, you'll heal for hitting people with Obliteration for every single one of the enemies you hit. You'll also generate ultimate charge up to 5% if you hit people with Obliteration. So I'm guessing for each enemy, if you hit 5 enemies, that's 25%. That's pretty crazy, not gonna lie. Then you also have this one that will reduce the cooldown of the other ability by just hitting people with the Obliteration. You'll also have this one to increase the knockback of the Obliteration. Now onto the Dark Siphon, the heavy long-range attack. You can increase the healing received from the Dark Siphon, because remember that it heals you. Now you can increase that health more. That's crazy. You can reduce the cooldown of Trendril, but this is the movement ability, the Vine, if you hit somebody with the Dark Siphon. But it only says after hitting. It doesn't say for each. So there you go. Like, hitting one person is enough to reduce the cooldown of your movement ability. That's pretty good, so you get back out of there. You can also reduce the cooldown of your Dark Siphon if it fails to hit a target. So you are trying to hit somebody with it, you fail, now it's going to reduce it a little bit to help you have another one so you can try again. Pretty much what the Healing of Maldumba does. Now, Unified in Purpose, this one reduces the damage you take after you hit people with Dark Siphon. You can go all the way to 5 seconds of 10% damage reduction. So it doesn't increase the damage reduction, it just increases the time. And finally, the final 4 cards, you can reduce the cooldown of Trendle, so the movement ability, to, I believe, like 3 seconds or so. It's something like that. I'm not gonna make the math right now. You can also reduce the cooldown of Dark Siphon and Obliteration after activating the Changel. So if you want to engage, you just use your movement ability, but you probably use the other abilities before as well. This is going to allow you to sort of have them faster so you can engage straight away after you use Divine. Then you can also gain a shield for using the Vine. This is probably going to make some people crash, apparently, if they still have the Grover Vine crash. Yeah, it's probably going to happen. Oh, crap. Still, you can also reduce the damage taken after using it. So pretty cool. Now, on to skins. She's going to have this skin right here. All right, I can open the image right here. There you go. This is the Stellar Vora. In case you guys don't remember, she's like the villain of the story. And it doesn't look that bad. They didn't manage to show it in game, so there's no true gameplay. But I'm going to show that in the gameplay of PDS, which, by the way, should be next week, not this weekend. Apparently, they had to like postpone it a tiny little bit. We're going to have to go down here again because I opened the picture not on the new place, but still. And this one can be unlocked straight away with 800 crystals or 400 crystals in this chest right here. This chest is going to have her inside of the chest, of course. Stellar Protector Vora, and it costs only 400 crystals. So if you already have all these other skins, you can just get it for 400. I mean, that's a pretty good deal to me. I'm not going to buy it for 800 in vain. You're not going to waste 400 crystals for nothing. And it only comes down on 25th November. So there you go. This, by the way, since I'm already speaking of it, yeah, this skin is coming out. Which, by the way, I'm gonna get this horse. I actually don't have this horse. Oh, wow. I didn't know that the Obsidian War horse was gonna be there. Oh, that's last one on the list. Okay. So, next up on her recolor should be around here. This is the recolor right here. I'm gonna try to use it on a new background. There we go, so I don't have to come back there, I guess. It looks pretty nice. It's almost like a little bit more darkish, white and purplish. So people were comparing it to be an abyssal skin. And also you see some extra lines here that were not here before. So like some marks, like the dark mark and everything. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Then we also have these two, but these two are limited to the season pass. And it's the season pass of 2019 and 2020. So if you have this season pass, which by the way costs, I believe, to be 40 bucks, 40 euros, depending on your area. Yeah, you're gonna have to have it. They are limited and it can only be obtained like this. This is the pre-corrupted skin. So this is the Vora before being corrupted by the darkness, okay? Now, since I'm mentioning this, I just want to leave this right here, right now. If you guys go into my videos, I always have this on the description, and it's actually a support a creator code by the Hi-Rez. It's like this contract that Hi-Rez has with Xsolla. All right, it's actually a legit thing. Don't worry about it. And in here, you can buy the season pass as well. It says there 40 bucks. Now, what this does by using this specific code is that I get something from it. So you're basically helping me with no extra cost. But, I mean, you can still use it on Steam and so on. Yeah, a lot of people probably going to do that on Steam, not here. It depends. You just do your login here. This actually can be bought from here to any one of the places, I believe, including even PlayStation 4. So, if you're on consoles, I think this works as well. You just get into the link. Should be the first thing on the description of the videos, including this video you're watching right now. And then you just log in and create and just buy whatever you buy. And it's already there. Like, it's already connected to me, all right? So there's no extra thing you need to do. That's just it. If you're on Epic Game Store and you want to buy it there, I do have a code there as well, which is Kreepers_YT. All right, I think that you can see it here as well, or maybe not. I didn't ended up putting it there, but I'm gonna have to try to work on that in the future. But I do have the picture of it, so give me just a second. To keep the darkness. Alright, there it is. So, Kreepers_YT on the Epic Game Store if you guys want to buy it there and you want to support me. I'll appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much in advance. So now let's continue. So these two skins are in there on the Season Pass. On contrary to other champions, they usually only have a limited skin inside of the Season Pass. Now this one has two, because this one is a complete different form of Vora, and this is a recolor to that different form. So there you go. She also has the golden skin right there. I was actually surprised there was not a golden skin for the pre-corrupted skin. But could, I don't know, be actually inside of the Season Pass? That'd be pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to have that actually for real. So let's just watch this up close, and it looks pretty awesome. The weapon itself, and then the metal. Not my favorite golden skin, I'm not gonna lie, but it still looks pretty cool. Now, this is pretty much for Vora, people. Everything you need to know right now, it's right here. I'm also gonna leave this link in the description if you guys want to read it up as well, part of the lore and everything. This is all pretty much confirmed already. And I'm gonna leave it down in the description so you guys can find it, together with the link for the Xsola partner with the high-risk thing, if you guys want to buy the season pass and etc. And also the voice lines for Vora. I'm gonna make sure I leave that there. If I don't, please just leave a comment just to warn me, because I probably forgot. But yeah, now coming up after this video, I'm also gonna be going with a video about this battle pass and then the bug fixes and balancing, alright? So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys then. Until then, have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share the video with your friends in case they haven't seen what Vora looks like and what her abilities are, alright? See you guys then. Till then, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye. I'm out.